holy crap, this is finally happening. This has been a very long time coming. I conceptualized this podcast almost a year ago, but I think most people can agree that when you're an adult, life just throws all your plans off. I moved, I had some health issues, I got a second job, so it got pushed off a lot. This got pushed off a lot, but we're finally here, and I wanted to spend the last couple months making sure this was the best product I could give out. So this is a podcast. It's called That 206 Sound. And what is that? So all the parts that make up the underground music scene in Seattle, since it's the area code 206 or 425 or 253, 509, that's a little bit far out east, but this is just going to be about interviewing musicians and producers and anyone in the music scene in Seattle, because I think it's such a niche scene and just so many incredible people. I feel like it's kind of like a one big family, and it's kind of a small world a little bit. I feel like a lot of people know each other. I did a lot of the hard work and went to a ton of shows in the last year, and I met some really cool people. I listened to a lot of really good music and met some really great people, and that's who this person is next to me. So this guy, he's so talented, and I don't think I'm going to be listing everything you can do because I feel like you do a lot in music. So he is a rapper, a singer, you play a ton of instruments, and you're just really entertaining, and I'm really excited that he is my first interview. So put your hands together for KEVY, ladies and gents.
Can you let that play a little longer? Come on, just let that play. Oh, thank you.
Of course.
All right, let's get this thing started.
Yeah, let's go. How the hell are you?
I'm doing great. Actually, there's a lot of fun and exciting things going on right now in my life. Music and other things. So also, thank you so much for having me. We did talk about this 6 months ago.
That's why I wanted to say why it took this long, because for months you were like, when are you doing this? And I'm like, I gotta move. I got some bills to pay. And it kind of got pushed off. So I was like, it makes sense that you're the one I first do this with.
I think I watered the creative garden. I didn't let the idea die.
You didn't.
I wasn't gonna let it die.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna let it.
Yeah, so we met through music. The first time I heard of you was at the Palmer thing. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure, yeah.
Yes.
We did. We met at the Sunset Tavern in Ballard. Love that venue. That's like my favorite venue in Seattle. I swear, over all of them. Over the Showbox, everything.
Really?
I love
the Sunset.
The Sunset. It's so dope because it's just like this little hipster dive bar in the front, and with nice lighting, super mellow. Reminds me of my hometown a little bit. And then you would have no idea that there's a high quality music venue, and you walk through that door, you're like, what?
Yeah.
I love
it's kind of tucked away in the back.
Yeah, I love it. But yeah, that was my niece's fundraiser show, who was battling cancer at the time, and she is actually cancer free now. So hey.
Oh my God. Because that was my next question, because I didn't want to be how is she?
She is doing well. She just started walking. Yeah, my sister sent me the video yesterday. I was like, oh, she's Palmer is so symbolic for me. She's just my little symbol of just strength and hope.
It seems like you guys have a good connection.
Yeah, I mean, she can't even speak yet, but I'm like,
you got the vibes.
You're my little homie, dude. There was a lot of times where I really had clinged to, okay, I need to do this for Palmer. I need to because sometimes I think I'm going through something tough, and I'll just be like,
you remember?
Yeah, I'm like, Palmer's battling cancer, and get your shit together, dude. You got this. So
yeah. I feel like that always gives you that memory or reminder that if you have your health, you're doing pretty good.
Yes. Yeah. Health is everything, really.
Health is wealth, baby.
Health is wealth.
So, you're not from Hawaii, but you're Hawaiian.
I am Hawaiian.
AF.
Hawaiian
specifically.
AF.
So, where are you from? Washington?
I'm from Washington. Yeah, I grew up in Kitsap County.
Okay.
But I spent most of my adulthood in Tacoma. So after I graduated high school, I spent most of my time in Tacoma, and I love Tacoma.
Tacoma's sick.
I love Tacoma so much. A lot of people, especially Seattle people, do not realize.
They hate on it.
I'm like,
They're
okay.
like, oh, it's like ghetto over there.
I'm like,
what
yeah.
are you talking about? It's nice.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool spot.
So ghetto. Stay away. Like, if I was to really want to settle, Tacoma's where I'd be. But I work in Seattle, so, like, all the time.
Do you commute from Tacoma?
No, I used to.
Oh, right.
I used to. So I moved to
Wait,
Seattle.
I've literally been to your house. I'm just an idiot.
You've been to my, You've been to my house. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that commute was just destruction. And I was like,
a nightmare.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a nightmare. I was like, I'm good on this. Let's just move to the city.
Yeah, it makes
here
sense.
Here we
so
are.
what was growing up in Tacoma like for you?
Like as an adult, obviously, because I was a child in Kitsap, but
Yeah.
I guess like coming up as an adult and a musician and an artist in Tacoma was fucking amazing. Can we cuss on here?
Yes,
It was
you fucking can.
amazing because it was like a little bit smaller of a scene, but there was so much love and camaraderie. Like in those particular times, I would say like more than Seattle. Like Seattle has quite a bit now, but I mean we were so close. I played in a band called The Approach. I played in a band called Vividal. And then the most recent one was Boo Boo Lala. All of those three bands, R.I.P.
I love the names.
I know.
Boo Boo Lala.
Boo Boo Lala. It was so fun. But we had like this collective of bands. Actually, Steven from Lovely Colors, the drummer, shout out. Finish your fucking album, boys.
Literally.
Finish the fucking album. Stare at the camera, just...
Finish the fucking album, babe.
But Steven played in a band called Decent at Best, and I was in Boo Boo Lala, and then there was Power Laces, Haiku, and Torbjorn, and it was just this really amazing, like, artistry music collective, and we just helped each other out. We'd go to each other's shows. If one band couldn't play a show, we would offer it to another, and it was just like this really fun, like 3-4 year stretch, all in Tacoma, and it was just, and we did stuff in Seattle too, obviously, but it was just nice. It's just I love Tacoma.
Yeah,
such a soft spot.
It's like a smaller Seattle in a sense, but I feel
is.
like it's a lot more community, like
Yeah.
or just a lot like of everyone kind of knows each other there.
Yeah, people are a little more gritty too, which I really appreciate.
Do they hit the gritty?
They hit the
Gritty.
yeah. They be hitting that gritty. Seattle's a little soft up here.
It's a little
It's a little
soft.
soft up here.
So,
But hey, it's cool. I'm glad I can like feel safe around soft people, you know, rather than have to like fend.
really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm here, so.
Do you feel like you have to put up like a persona or something?
Out here?
Is
in
that what
Seattle?
you meant?
Actually, that's a great question. Yeah, we can get into my insecurities a little bit.
Oh shit! I was like, oh no! Well,
Hey,
'cause you
drop the album.
Because you just said like fend for yourself, so I'm like,
I mean,
usually that
I
depends
feel-
on like the environment you're raised in.
yeah, I guess you could say I just feel very safe in Seattle, especially in
Yeah.
Ballard.
Ballard's like the nice.
It's super
I
nice.
love. That's always like the spot I would want to move to if I ever moved to Seattle, which
Yeah.
I probably will never.
Why not?
Too expensive. It's just too expensive.
You can find house shares, and I'm telling you, it can be done.
I'm such a suburb girl.
You're on the east
like,
side, right?
Yeah, I live out in Renton, Bellevue area, and like I just like I don't want to hear yelling out my window at 2:00 in the morning.
There's places in Seattle you won't hear that. I'm telling you.
No, you're totally right.
There are.
We're getting off the rails a little bit, but
Let's get back on.
yeah, we're getting a little crazy here. So, okay, so yeah, you moved to Seattle. Well, let's backtrack a little bit. What influenced you to start getting into music?
I started playing the drums when I was 14, just on the full drum kit. I didn't learn the snare or anything, and just as soon as I learned how to play, I was like, all right, it's on.
Yeah.
And I had zero desire to learn how to read sheet music, zero desire to learn anything besides rudiments. We won't nerd out too much, but I just was like, I was just such a feel musician and just a very rhythmic person naturally, that it just, as soon as that happened, it just clicked. I was like, okay, I have to do this for the rest of my life at whatever capacity, whether I'm going hard with music or like chilling. Like I honestly, the last 3-4 years, I've kind of been chilling. I've sort of been chilling, but that's gonna change here really soon. I have a feeling, and I'm really excited for that. But yeah, I just like playing drums, and then I dabbled on the guitar, actually heard a note and a chord. I was like, oh, okay, I got to do this too. And then I started singing. Oh, I got to do this too. And then I listened to Mac Miller, R.I.P.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I got to rap too. And I just, all these this musical inventory. I was like, okay, I just need to do all these things. Just my ADD.
I think it's the music bug though.
Oh,
Because when I've been singing since I was a kid, and then I also play guitar. And I remember the first time I played, it was like a life-changing day. It was like, wow, I've been missing out on that, because I got it when I was 16. I'm like, for 16 years, I didn't have this, and I can't even imagine not having
That's still
it.
young to start, I think.
No, it was really, I was young, but like, yeah, I totally feel that where something just clicks, and you're like, this is what I need to do. This is like my calling almost.
Yeah. And I've even tried, even like a couple years ago, I was like, all right, I'm not going to chase music anymore. I'm just going to write and just do lyrics and chill.
No.
And just play an occasional show. And then it's just like overnight started this new band with my boy Landon. I was like, oh shit, I still have it in me. Like, okay. Like it's almost daunting, because
I feel like it kind of comes back to you.
Immediately.
Like I feel like no matter how far away you run from what you're meant to do, it's always going to find a way to come back in your life in some capacity.
Way to put it.
I've noticed that with a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you said guitar, drums, piano. You play the ukulele, right? Sorry, that's really...
Yeah.
Everybody does. So that's 4. Is that all? How many instruments?
That's it. And if I'm being real with myself and all of the listeners at home, I would say that I am truly only proficient at the drums. Everything else I can just hang on, but the drums, I'm like, all right, let's play.
That's like your... You know it.
And I rarely play anymore.
Really?
Rarely.
Do you not have? You don't have a set at your place? I mean, I didn't see
it. I don't have a kid at my house, and I've moved so much in the last 10 years that I was like, I'm not carrying around a drum kit.
It's hard.
It is. It's a big instrument. It's a big undertaking. So it's like, and that's kind of why I started playing other instruments too. I was like, I just need more mobile.
Yeah.
Things that are a little more mobile.
And it's loud too, depending on
so
if you get
loud.
even the electronic ones. Like my little brother plays the drums.
Yeah.
And he has like the actual drums and then just the electronic one. And even then, that's still kind of loud.
You just hear.
And you're like, I bet you're cooking in there, like, but I can't hear it.
Let me get those headphones.
So I really want to get into your music. So
let's dive in.
I really love your sound a lot.
Thank you.
I was blown away when I first listened to you because I don't know. I think I had this perception of Seattle rappers being like the typical SoundCloud 2016, like cheap beats, and I'm sure they're out there. You all got to start somewhere. I'm not hating on them. But like when I met you and started listening to more of your music, like you just it just blew my mind, honestly. It kind of just like, how do I say this? I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm speechless.
Just turn the applause back on.
Yeah.
Just turn
Hold on, let's do the...
Oh.
Okay. I didn't even do this.
Speechless.
You just had like, it was like you're rapping, like your car spits, which we'll get into.
Yeah.
It just like, I can just tell it comes out of you.
It does.
And I feel like a lot of your freestyle stuff is better than a lot of people's studio stuff. So like, does that come naturally to you to be able to just freestyle like that? I know there's like a trick where it's like you kind of remember lyrics or something.
Sure. It's so strange because there's like a lot of big artists. Drake is a great example, who will put a title of his track like 206 and then freestyle
Yeah.
and it's like, but this isn't a freestyle. Like, this is like, there's no way you just went in the booth and spit that like on off top. There's no way. So just to keep it real hip hop roots, freestyle is literally off the cuff right there in the moment. My car spits, those are that's stuff that I've written and it's just memorized and I found a cool beat to spit it to. I can freestyle though. I can freestyle. I'm not super great at it.
Don't worry, I'm not going to have you do it on the spot right
The whole
here.
time I was like, she's going to fuck it up.
Not like
Did you see me stare at these panels like she's going to fuck it up?
It's not going to be a sway in the morning type of thing. Don't worry. Or just play one of these.
Yeah. I was like,
oh, I don't know. Anyways.
It could happen. But I can freestyle, but that's almost like a whole different talent. I guess I'm more of a songwriter, lyric writer, poetry. Nobody ever sees my poetry. I am the only one that ever sees that.
It's private.
It's very private.
Yeah, I get it.
Very private. But yeah, I think going back to your question, it does come naturally. Like if you were to give me a beat, like it just.
I feel like you could put something down. For real.
Yeah. Just give me headphones. Give me a good producer engineer that can like take my ideas and vision, and we'll get you something in like 2-3 hours.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
And you're also a singer, and you're okay.
Here we go.
He's not like a singer. He's like a yeah. Like it's like that's literally what. Am I wrong though? That's dead ass what you do.
You're not wrong.
I'm right.
It sounds more like
no.
When I start,
it was when I was listening.
When I sing, it sounds more like like it sounds kind of like that.
Somewhat in the ballpark. Because I was listening to I listened to all your discography, and I didn't know that was you singing. He was at, I think, one of your shows, and he, like, sent me a video, and you were, like, playing the guitar and, like, really just singing, and I was like, oh, shit!
Oh, yeah.
He can sing!
I sang before rapping, actually.
Were you in a choir?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm Hawaiian.
I didn't want to say it. I have a lot of Hawaiian friends, and like you're good, and a lot of them either they all know how to play the ukulele and they all know how to sing, and I'm like, how?
Yeah. It's so funny. You can, like, if you were to just put a blindfold on somebody, like, if you play music where they're singing, and a Hawaiian or an islander of any sort, really. They'll start harmonizing to it. And you're like, okay, there's islanders in here. Oh. It's just always harmonizing.
I can tell that. I always noticed that.
Yeah. I think James does it too.
Yeah, he does. You said that. You're like, that's so typical.
Me and James actually harmonized at that yoga show. Speaking of yoga show, shout out Pranify Yoga Seattle. I love you guys.
We're going to talk about that because that is so...
It was fun. It's so vibey.
It was so interesting. So, okay, so you have been in bands before. So what made you, would you consider yourself like a solo artist at this point?
No, not quite.
No.
Not quite. So when my last band broke up, Boo Boo La La, which was like the most fun.
Sorry, that name makes me laugh.
It's so
Boo
good.
La La.
Boo Boo La La. Boo Boo La La. It was such a... It was such a fun band, and when that band broke up from just everybody's lives were going different directions, and then COVID. Sorry, I had to say the C word. I had to drop the C word.
I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
Yeah, yeah, you should. That's funny as hell.
Oh my god!
And then I just jumped in the studio. I started getting beats and just started writing and recording. And then eventually I had an album, and I was like, oh, wow, I have an album. Maybe I'll just drop this. Like,
all things considered.
Schmello, and then...
Right.
Which was very laid back, and then All Things Considered. And all of those beats are from the same producer. So there's this sonically cohesive sound to it all. To me, I call it backpack G-Funk. It's kind of like a backpack G-Funk kind of vibe. So...
What does that mean?
Like backpack rap? Like early Mac Miller is considered backpack rap. Kool-Aid and frozen pizza. It's a work hard. I ain't talking Mona Lisa. R.I.P. I was literally
miss
just
him.
watching
I was
Mac
watching a
Miller
video.
videos last night.
I was doing it this morning too, because my friend will send me some stuff of
Yeah.
like old videos of him, and I'm like, don't make me depressed.
I
I just started
know.
my Friday.
Yeah. He was...
Love him.
Man.
That's the one I'll drop the L word for a
Yeah.
boy is Mac.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, that will make me depressed. So we gotta
No, you're
switch.
good.
I always wanted to meet him. He was like, and I don't really give a shit about meeting musicians. Like, I do not get starstruck by anybody. I think humans are just humans. But
Yeah.
Mac Miller is somebody that I've been, damn, I really want to meet that person.
It'd be hard to like even know what to say around him.
Yeah.
You know?
Him and I have a lot of I had a lot in common, like beyond music. From what I mean, obviously from what I know from the internet.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So yeah.
R.I.P.
Your R.I.P. man. So your debut album, All Things Considered, came out earlier this year. I have the exact date, January 23rd. There's 12 songs on it, but on your Instagram, you said 9 to 10 songs did not make it on the album. Did I get that right?
Yeah, roughly. I think 9 or 10, something like that. Like kind of building up to... I never planned on recording like an album, like an art piece.
Yeah.
Like that. It just happened, and then I made 2 funny ass skits, and I was like, oh, this is like the perfect like begin it with that, put that in the halfway point, and then there's an album. And so leading up to that, me and Josh, my boy Josh, shout out Jabber, we're just living in the studio making fresh songs or making or just writing to beats that I was getting from my producer in San Jose. Shout out to Elijah as well. The dopest producer.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like the best beats. And I just randomly found him on Instagram. But there was a ton of music that we just wrote and recorded, and it's just in a vault chilling. I don't know when it'll drop or if it will, but it's just in there.
That's awesome.
It's just in there.
Because I just did a lot of digging on you.
Gotta do it.
And when I saw your post on Instagram about the album dropping, you talked about going through a lot of... I mean, it was during COVID, like you said,
Sure.
so everybody was going through their own hurdles.
Trials and tribulations.
If you feel comfortable, what happened that really influenced you to just keep going back in the studio?
Well, I'll just be open about it because...
If you're comfortable.
Oh, I'm very comfortable because honestly it helps me to be open about this, but it just creates more accountability. But I have such an addictive personality, and I've always been a party animal, like since I was 14 years old. Always been very functional, but towards like the end of my late 20s, like my addictions with drinking and drugs really started to take like a hard turn, and a hard turn for the worse, like especially with COVID, because then here I am doing like drugs and drinking alone,
and you have nowhere to go.
Yeah, which is a whole different thing. So then it just didn't change out of that. Even when things went back to normal, I was like, man, I would rather just do this alone. I was like, what? So it just, and it wouldn't, I noticed that it wasn't going to go back. It wasn't going to go back to like social anything. I was like, okay, this is bad. And I know drugs are bad for me. Alcohol is bad for me. Like I really had to like put a stop to it all because I would just do benders, right? Which is not, I'm not trying
like we
to
talking like through 2-3 days.
I'm 2 weeks maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, and they would just get bad because I would just do a lot of something at once, and then it would take forever to recover. So it's literally like taking like chunks. It started to feel like chunks of my life were being removed, like just boom, gone. Like, okay, going on a bender, here goes 2 months of my life, 2 months of my happiness.
Yeah.
Because I'm such a happy person normally and energetic, and sometimes I just wanted to just jump off the planet, and then it was just a twisted cycle. Very twisted cycle. Do
you think it kind of, was there like a lot of mental aspect to it that made you kind of dive into it more?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, if I'm being real, I'll be real.
You can be real.
I'll be super real. I loved drugs for the creative purpose. I know I'm not alone.
No, like,
know?
I mean, some of like the greatest songs I've heard were written while people were like the Grateful Dead. Some of their songs are written on acid.
Oh,
and it's like
yeah.
you don't understand it, but then when you take that said drug, it like all makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I love productivity, so I would just love uppers and just write until I literally was seeing stars. I was like, okay. And then it was wild. It was wild. And you know what the catch-22 is? It was all banging. Like, it was all good. Like it was all good music.
Stuff.
I was like, damn, this is good music. So that's what made it, was the hardest thing for me to, like, I guess, bury it. And it's still a work in progress. I mean, I've only got a year right now.
Hey, get out of here. That's awesome. Oh my God.
Yeah. And it's just too, like, it's cold turkey everything. It's like I can't go back. And what's beautiful is I actually don't even like the way alcohol makes me feel anymore. I don't like the way anything makes me feel. Like, I'm just really comfortable in my own skin now, and just.
So you're just like raw dogging life?
Raw dogging life.
Really?
Time. I will still do mushrooms because it's from the earth, and just a little bit. So
make it legal.
Get your shit together, Washington. And James finished the album.
Literally. It's been pushed off for months. We're just going to keep breaking that up.
Yeah.
Just keep dropping the lovely color.
But we're not getting Devin out of the mix on this either. Finish the album.
Devin, Patrick,
Steve,
and everyone's significant others.
Yeah.
Put them in the studio.
I mean,
so
I love talking like with the
yeah, you know what I'm playing.
That's how you know something. I mean,
so you don't smoke that hooter? I had to say it.
Oh, you mean I don't chuff dots anymore? You mean I'm not?
I'm smoking a Dory.
You mean I'm not chuffing dotties anymore? No, I don't. I mean,
my God.
CBD, heavy strain, maybe. That's only CBD, but for the most part, no. And well, I do like smoking things. And my friend Summer, she rolls these wonderful, like, little herbal joints. It's basically like tea leaves.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, they're wonderful. Just a little.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, they're awesome. Shout out Summer. Thank you.
Love you, Summer. So I want to get into the lyrics a little bit because I know you're really into writing. Like you said, you consider yourself more of a songwriter. One of the things that I really liked about listening to your music was like almost like the entertainment value, like the in-between songs, all the jokes.
Yeah.
I was like cracking up. And there's one line that I heard. I was like, wait, pause. What did this guy say? It's from your Schmello album.
Okay.
It's, quote, I only date Instagram models if they have a personality. They can't have the personality of a sock because if I had to choose between a sock and a model with no personality, I'm choosing the sock.
Socks are important because you get blisters if you don't wear socks.
And gives you that extra protection. I remember that.
Because when I put my foot into those shoes, we keep moving forward.
Dude, having like just raw dogging shoes, your feet are barking by the end of the day.
I mean, if you're wearing a pair of Vans too, and I always wear Vans. James, put socks on.
And some arch support.
And finish the fucking alphabet.
So annoying.
They're either going to love or hate this.
Like,
I don't know.
Shut up, we know.
Also, no pressure, boys. I know how it goes.
But there is pressure.
I know how it goes. No pressure. We want the best LC we can possibly get. I don't know. I guess.
Does that just come like off the cuff?
That was off the cuff. That was me.
That's the ADHD.
That's the ADHD.
I have ADHD as well, so
I knew it.
I'm good at going off the cuff like that. I feel like that's like our superpower.
It is. We don't need any more of this.
Oh, he got me this, by the way. So, be friends with him if you want to have him by you.
Yes.
KEVY.
Please be friends with me.
Oh, that's so.
Damn, dude.
So what is your
I love this soundboard.
Me too, man. I don't want to geek out because everyone's going to be really annoyed. But,
Yeah.
The writing process, is that kind of the same where it just kind of flows out?
It's changed a lot. It's changed because it used to just be very like hyper focused in my room, just over and over and over and over and over and over, like over beats in my headphones, just line for line, line for line. Now I just write in the studio.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like around Josh and Landon, who we'll talk more about later. But yeah, I kind of just want to be around the energy, because I'm actually trying to avoid writing alone too much because it's a little triggering for me. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like literally growing up right now.
Well, I mean, that's good that you know your triggers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's like with anything, like any mental illness, you kind of learn as you go, unfortunately, which means you make a lot of mistakes before you learn what not to do.
Oh, yeah.
So do you produce?
I don't produce.
You don't. So yeah, that's where we're going to get into the producer.
I love the idea of learning how to produce, but when it comes to computers and buttons and knobs, I'm like,
I don't got time for that.
There's just too much going on in my brain already.
I get it.
It's a whole new craft, and I have so much respect for producers, so shout out to all of them, really.
Literally.
I know where my creativity and my power resides, and it's definitely not on the computer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good that you know. And yeah, producing is a beast. I've just watched, like, even just like mainstream music. Like, what was it? It was like that Juice WRLD song for like a couple years ago. Like, I see the shadows in my room. They did a whole breakdown of it on MTV, I think. And you know, you think it's like so simple, but then when they really break down all the levels in producing, it's like, holy crap. Yeah.
They're just like listening for 5 hours trying to find the perfect hi-hat sound. It's
I know. I'm like, my eyes would hurt just by staring at that.
Yeah, I'm good on that. All the respect in the world, and producers make my shit sound
That's why we
good,
need them. Yeah, we really, honestly, musicians, they need them more, like as much as they need you.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Just to hop back into another topic, car spits.
So,
where did that come from? And also,
I dropped
you're
one
not
last night.
like I saw.
I dropped one last
night. It's really
night.
good. But
it's
okay, so like you have someone filming you when you do that, right? Because we're not promoting rap. You can rap and drive, sing and drive, but like...
Well, I have to have somebody...
Yeah, I was about to say, like, do you have it on like a mount?
I have to have somebody film because it's playing off of my phone into my Bluetooth, and I can't film it all like
and he's driving doing this?
Yeah, so I will have somebody film it, and then they'll just airdrop it. Speaking of the videographers, shout out my boy Matt, and shout out my boy Benny Dollars.
You guys do really good work.
Amazing work. You pushed the fuck out of those buttons, boys. Those are my kickoff coffee homies. But
are they the ones that live with you
that
I met?
Yes.
Like Ben?
Ben, yes. Ben and Matt. And Sajin is in the house now. I don't think you've met him, but yeah, we have a full house now. It's fun.
Everywhere you look, everywhere it's got you.
Man, hate that song.
I was a big like Full House girly back in the day.
So was my sister.
Yeah, I was really into the Olsen twins growing up, so I would literally just watch it just to watch that. And then
Mary
Uncle
Kate
Jesse
and Ashley do a sleepover or whatever. Did you watch those?
Mary Kate and Ashley go to New York. Mary Kate and Ashley go to Paris, Laguna Beach.
Here I am, the older brother, trying to act like I didn't want to watch it, but I'm like, yo, can we watch that?
Well, did you? Because my mom would take me to Blockbuster when that was a thing.
Oh.
I'm old enough where I remember going to Blockbuster every Friday. Mom's like, okay, go pick out something. So I'd always pick out. There was like a whole section of Mary Kate and Ashley, and I'd be like, I'm just going to go through one by one.
Oh my God.
That was
Blockbuster, video rental stores. What an experience that the children will never know. That was such an experience.
It was so fun.
It was so fun.
I miss it. There was one like that was right by my house too before it closed down.
Yeah.
So it's such a bummer.
I think there's still one.
There's one in Oregon.
That's
the last one. And I think it's probably going to stay around just because it is the only one. For
nostalgic value. Yeah.
So you've talked a lot to me about doing
car spits.
Oh my God, right. Yeah, I'm sorry. God, I'm like really
Dude,
I'm going off the rails today. It's the first episode, so you're the guinea pig.
Car spits. So First of all, I just love to rap, and I love I have such a good beat playlist that it's literally called Car Spits, that I would practice freestyling to. But I guess my whole take on Car Spits is just keeping it raw and keeping it organic. Like I feel like so many artists, especially rappers.
Talk your shit.
Especially rappers. No names, will hide behind fancy music videos, will hide behind fancy pictures, will hide behind, like, you know, looking cool on the internet. But it's like, bruh, can you turn on a beat and can you just rap to it? Can you even do that?
Yeah.
And I would say 80% of them, no.
No.
And it's like, that's the art. That's the art of hip hop, is just spitting and talking your shit over beats. So, and maybe I'm getting old. Maybe that's like a generational thing, but like, man, there's such a good example, and I'll talk a little shit, but there was an artist I saw. I don't remember the name, so I can't even mention it. But they were taking this video at a festival that I played this summer. And when they took this video, right, they were taking this video, and it was so incredibly awkward and uncomfortable for the crowd, because they were really just begging for interaction and the crowd was just not wanting it.
Oh, God.
But then they post it on their Instagram so I remember the moment. I remember the actual human moment of being there and being like, yo, this is painful. And then they post it on their Instagram, and it looks kind of like almost looks like a cool video. I was like, that was not a cool moment. Like, that was not okay. Like, you literally were screaming at people to make noise, and they weren't doing it because they were so uncomfortable. Yeah. But they made it look cool on the internet. Just faking.
Oh,
motherfuckers out here faking.
No, it's
talking
true.
My shit.
I'm gonna talk some shit too, because
Talk your shit, Nat. Come on.
So I went to this one show.
Go do this. Just
hold on one second.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with the phone thing, I went to this one rap show. I'm not going to say the venue because it's going to clearly point out who it is.
We'll clarify after, off the mic.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
But we went to this, it was like a rap show. And it was like, and I don't know, I feel like saying SoundCloud rapper is so antiquated at this point. Like, a lot of, it's still kind of there.
Yeah, still there.
It was kind of like that, but it was like, there really wasn't any talent. And I just felt like there was like all these people up on stage with them filming and like going like, yo, and like doing the lights. And then they're like, you see that on their Instagram, and then they're like facing you out. They're like, yo, you can't get up here with us. It's like, bitch, nobody wants to get up there with your ass.
Yeah.
Literally. And
I feel like we watched the same thing.
No, we probably did. But it's just so funny that you mentioned the phone thing, because they always have their damn phones on stage. And they're like, yo, look at this. And I'm like, dude, this isn't even cooking. It sucks.
It's this
like you're trash.
You're trash.
Like, you literally just aren't good. It's fine.
You're trash.
Find something else, sweetie.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. And I mean, that's the like artistry versus perception. People want perception rather than, they want to be looked at as a cool artist, a dope artist, rather than actually be a talented musician.
Yeah, I think people really want the clout, but they don't want to put in the effort or have the artistic.
Especially nowadays too, because there's just so many ways that you can fake the funk with like camera filters and all of this stuff that just can make you look more glammy than possible. Like, there was an artist I saw at, once again, I'm not going to say the festival because I just don't want to put that, I don't want to put that hate in the world.
Tell me after, though.
Yeah.
Put that hate towards me.
But they have like 50,000 followers on Instagram, right?
Wow.
I know. Brought nobody. I'm like,
really?
I'm like, yo, where's your people at? Because they're fake followers. This is just they're paying for followers. So it's like, who?
That's just embarrassing when you get caught doing that.
Yeah. Oh, and a lot do. And
yeah.
On the followers thing, I don't give a fuck about followers. Like, I am taking such a grassroots approach with like my music, especially with the new band. Like, we are literally going to get people's phone numbers and email addresses and text them and or call them when we have another show.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to be, hey,
like
here's
an
our
email list.
An email list. Like, we got to grassroots is still alive.
Lots of people do that. One of I don't know if you know him, King Dao.
King Down.
He messages me every single time he has a show, and he's like, well, it'd be really nice to see you, and would send me all the info personally. And I'm like, that's just really nice that, I mean, I'm sure he has a list of people that he's hitting up, but it still just feels personal, you know?
Yeah, let humans feel human, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So moving ahead, because, you said you have a new band. You said that you were like, you're kind of moving away from KEVY.
Yeah. So KEVY was always just a side hustle, but it was just an outlet, I guess you could say. Whereas my bands and stuff, that was like goal driven. But KEVY was just always like, I can rap and stuff too. I guess I'll just do that a little bit. Like that's always been my attitude towards it. I've never planned on like playing big shows with it. I'd like to play. I'm trying to open for Saul in December.
Ooh.
I'm like, come on, bro. I'm the perfect opener.
That
if you hear this,
so
bro,
cool.
come on.
That'd
But I know. So I know some people in that circle. I'm gonna try to see if I can.
You should try.
It would be. I think it'd be so fun because I love Saul. There's a lot of Seattle artists that I do really like.
Yeah. Wait, are you talking about
Soul?
Soul, like SOL?
Yeah, I think it's pronounced Saul.
Okay, I think you're right because I saw him at Bumbershoot.
Yeah.
And
He's dope.
He's really
got the
good.
Classic Seattle sound, the trumpets. Yeah,
he's been around for a long time.
Long time. Like when I was in high school.
Me too.
But yeah, so KEVY, it's always gonna be there, and maybe it'll just be like an entertainer because I've actually like emceed a couple things, like events, which is really fun.
That's so cool.
Super fun. But
it is fun.
Being in a band, that's what that's my thing. And
it's fun bouncing off other people.
Oh yeah,
you know?
The team energy, the creative energy, and I have that again now. I didn't think I was gonna have that ever again. I thought after Boo Boo Lala, I was like, all right, I'll just be an artist. It's all good. But then me and my boy Landon, shout out my boy Landon.
Big L.
Ooh, talk about R.I.P.
R.I.P. Literally R.I.P.
Landon shows me Landonium Pandemonium. Actually, that's his. Hey. He shows me a couple demos of some music he's been working on, and in my head, I was like, okay, if there's ever a type of music that will get me out of band retirement, I know what it is, but I'm not gonna push it. He shows me these demos, and I was like, fuck, that's literally exactly what it is. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start singing again. So
that's dope.
Oh, I think I sent you one song.
Yeah, you did. And I think that was when I was like, yo, you can like sing.
Yeah.
So like, is that kind of what you're moving more towards, like singing?
Yes. Yeah. It's more so singing. Like the rap that I do in that is a little more chanty rap. Not so much spitting bars, but just a little more chanty. But it's called Swavy, so
that's what it's gonna be called.
It's called Swavy.
We got the name.
Hey, and actually, hey,
we got the name.
Hey, and this is actually the first time. This is the first time I've like talked about it on like record.
Really?
I guess. Oh yeah.
Oh
so
my God,
this
guys!
Is pretty cool.
Guys, listen up.
Yeah, you listen up.
That's so sick.
Speaking of which, okay, yeah, shout out Landon, Josh, Byron, Brian, Gutty, Sean. The whole band is dope.
Yeah.
We're like half Tacoma, half Seattle.
I love that.
Yeah.
Be like SeaTac.
SeaTac.
Like that'd be like your nickname.
Yeah.
So what's the sound that you're moving towards? Is it because James played me like that morning when he had to do the yoga thing?
Yeah.
I was at his place and he was like, hold on. It was like 7 a.m. We were up till 2 and he was like, hold on, I need to listen to this really quick. So as I was like sleeping, I was listening to the songs that he was playing and it was really chill.
Oh, the yoga stuff.
Yeah. That's not
totally separate.
Oh, okay.
So there's
really bad.
We're playing. Well, it's still like down tempo swavy, but me and Landon are trying to like actively play these yoga shows for yoga classes. Because honestly, it's just fun. It's like this whole vibey experience of just people moving their bodies, and we're up there playing music, and it just feels like a beautiful ocean.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is great, and I love doing yoga, so it just makes sense. But that sound is way different. Like
Really?
Swavey is like, we're getting the fucking party started.
Oh, okay.
And we're not like,
that was not what I was thinking.
Oh, yeah,
I thought it
no.
was gonna be like lo-fi almost.
Oh, no. Swavey is like, we're getting on the dance floor and we're not getting off until we leave the stage kind of vibe.
Stop.
Yeah. It's
I'm
like
really
some
excited. Are you
G-funk
serious?
with some,
I love G-Funk
I have
so much.
not been this excited for a band before. Boo Boo Lala was super close. And actually all the bands I was so excited for. So that actually speaks volumes because
Yeah.
I was so excited about all my past bands. But this one, I'm like, okay, there's something here.
Does it feel like it's going to better represent you?
Yeah.
Kind of who you are?
Definitely. Even more so than like KEVY.
Yeah, I feel like just getting older, you kind of know, you learn more about yourself and who you are and are a lot more sure of yourself. So I feel like it's easier to portray that on an entertainment stage when you're totally like, okay, this is who I am. And this is...
It's just more fun. Honestly, it's just more fun. Like when I'm like doing KEVY shows, like which I have one tonight randomly.
I know.
So
you're
random.
a busy day.
So I know.
It's like living like a celebrity. You come for an interview and then now you're gonna go play a show.
This is holy shit.
I did want to say
hang on,
it.
let's not forget. I did work construction this morning. All right.
You gotta get your bills.
You gotta get your
It's
bag.
okay.
You gotta get your bag. It's all part of the journey.
Exactly.
But I mean, like, being up there spitting bars, that's one thing, and it's fun, and especially for the hip-hop heads. You're a hip-hop head. You're definitely a hip-hop head.
Massive.
My best friend, Amalia, is also a hip-hop head, and she will...
Love you, Amalia.
Love you, Amalia. Love you so much. And you know that. And so I see people in the crowd spitting the lyrics, and that's a good feeling. But, like, with Swavey and, like, that kind of music, I want people to just literally be, like, on a different planet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're just like keeping it.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, just keeping it.
Oh, that's so dope.
Yeah, and Seattle really needs a dance band. It really does. So I think
I agree.
Oops, I think we're
Please
just gonna
make
have to
more.
do it. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to do it. We're just gonna have to do it.
So Swavey.
Swavey.
That is it.
Swavey.
Oh my God.
It's Swavey, baby. That's the slogan.
Swavey, baby.
It's Swavey, baby.
I could see you saying that.
It's Swavey, baby.
So we got about like a couple more things to get to, and then we're gonna end this.
Cool.
But let's do a quick game before we kind of round this out.
All right.
Song association. So think about your discography or all the songs that you've made.
Okay.
Specifically ones that are on Spotify, just so people can like look it up.
Sure.
So song association, I'm going to say a vibe and you're going to tell me from your songs what would fit that vibe.
Okay.
So you got about like 5 here. First one, pre-gaming. You're getting ready to go out to Capitol Hill. It's a Saturday night. Pre-gaming a little bit, getting ready with your girls or your boys. What you putting on?
My Dominoes.
My Dominoes. My Dominoes.
It's just that West Coast G-funk.
Hey.
Because I'm going out just to chill, like vibe a little bit. I don't really get crazy, and that's kind of the vibe of that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
My Dominoes.
If you're really sad.
If I'm really sad.
If you're gonna start crying, I don't know why I wrote. What song do you want to cry to here? That's so weird.
That's
but
not that
if
weird.
you're really sad, like what would you put on?
Scout Show, probably.
Scout Show.
That's the one that's got that skit at the end of the socks.
Yeah, because it was
Scout Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in my life when I was writing those lyrics that I actually listened back. It's like, oh wow.
It's like a journal.
Yeah, that song is a lot like a journal entry for me. Yeah. Wilding out in California.
I feel like even just
morning. Yeah.
I feel like just like cohesive projects in general are kind of like almost like a time in history.
Yeah, absolutely. Like once again, bringing it back to Mac Miller, like you can literally hear what he's going through in his pieces of art, in his bodies of work. So
I could go on about him for a long time.
Me too.
It's like so
Let's
hard.
just start a separate podcast.
Literally just the Mac Miller part.
Yeah.
Like every time we start the episode, we have to do like a moment of silence.
Yes. That's not a bad idea. You should get a piece of Mac Miller art in here.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a rented space.
Yeah, I don't own this. It's Cloud Studios.
Shout out Cloud Studios.
Back to the game.
Yeah.
Getting ready to go to the gym. You got that pre-workout in. Maybe you got a protein bar in. You need to feel good because it's leg day.
Oh,
What you putting on? Keys?
Yeah. Keys. It's got a good beat.
Oh, love that.
Keys is a good one.
You got your girl over. It's finally the night. It's the 4th date. It's time to lay down the pipe.
You
lighting a candle, maybe put some incense on. What you throwing on?
It's definitely Blood on the Leaves.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I actually do remember that song. That's a nice song.
It's a really good song.
Yeah.
That beat is...
Well, I mean, you made it, so obviously... I'm biased, but...
No, there's a good mixture of singing and rapping on that song.
Yeah.
And harmonies and everything. So, and it's honestly, it's fucking sexy. It's sexy and trippy. I love sexy and trippy.
Me too.
I love that.
A lot of my friends say I listen to fuck music because I listen to a lot of R&B.
Yeah.
So whenever they're like, put something on, and I like put on the Isley Brothers, and they're like, "You trying to like?
You trying to fuck?
What you trying to do?" I'm like, "Buddy."
Yeah.
Last one. You had a bad day, but you really want to end it on a good note. You want to up your mood.
Damn. Maybe, I guess, Broken.
That sounds kind of sad, though.
I mean,
it's not.
It's not really. Well,
I mean,
I don't know.
Be.
I would have to literally see. I don't know.
I know.
My music's moody as fuck. Like, my music is pretty moody. I don't know if I've got an uplifter. Swavey is all uplifting, so
that'll be something to check out.
We'll do this again in like 6 to 8 months.
Bring the band in. That'd be sick.
Ooh.
We could totally do that.
1, 2. Oh yeah.
Share a mic, maybe.
At the very least, me and Landon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Landon's the man. You would love
sick.
talking to Landon.
So I want to end this off with something that you kind of just started recently, which is Kick Off Coffee.
Ooh, I forgot we were going to talk about this. Yes, I fucking...
Because it would be good with like the plug and stuff. Like, hey,
sure.
check it out.
Sure.
But I went to Kick Off Coffee.
Yeah.
And it was so cool. It was nothing that I expected at all.
Yeah.
Can you tell what that's all about?
Yes. Okay. So me and my housemates just started we threw a coffee party, basically just a day party where we weren't serving alcohol. It was just coffee and some snacks. We started at like 9:30 a.m. We're like, is anybody going to come to this? And people fucking pulled up.
I think that was the first one that I went to, right?
I think you went to the second one.
Okay, yeah.
And people pulled up, and it's so funny and interesting. Like when people come over with like new day morning energy, they don't need alcohol. You know what I mean? Just give them some coffee. And honest, people are dancing too. I was like, oh my God, this is so great. And it's really just fun to see people at a different capacity, like energetically like that.
So,
but the thing, sorry not to cut you off.
No, I was cutting you off.
But the thing that makes it the most special is the coffee's free, but we do donations. And the donations go towards fundraising. Like the first 3 or 4 were for Palmer.
Yeah.
So that money went straight into my sister's Venmo, and with everything that my sister and her family were going through, it helped so much. Like we helped with groceries, and I think it was like over $2,500 collectively.
Really?
So it was just like, I mean, talk about partying for a purpose, right? That's what it felt like. Because even though I'm sober, I still fucking love to party, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
You know what I mean?
You do. And he's sober as can be.
Yeah.
But the coin of Kick Off Coffee was to break the Seattle freeze.
Break that shit.
Did you feel... Because I would say I'm like from Seattle.
Yeah.
Is it like prominent, like coming from Tacoma to Seattle, like how people just are like, I don't want to talk to you?
Let me just say this.
Yeah.
Let me talk. Push a button, dude. Let me push something. Oh!
Sorry. Should we do the sexy one? Hold on. Let's find the sexy one.
Yeah, let's put the sexy one on. Let me talk my shit.
Oh my God, where is it? Oh, here it is. Wait, no.
What do we got?
I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
Hurry, I'm losing the vibe, dude.
It's a little embarrassing. Oh, here it is. Do you want to do a...
Yeah. Hey! Come on.
Here.
Let me just say this. Baby.
Yeah.
Let me just say this, baby.
Speaking.
All right, hit it. The Seattle freeze does not exist around me. I will not allow it to. I know what it is, but it's hard to get freezy when I'm the warmest motherfucker around, all right? And I just won't allow it.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if I can do anything to help break that, such as kick off coffee or play shows and bring people together, that's my purpose. So I do know that Matt and Ben both kind of experienced it because they're transplants. They're not from Washington. And a lot of people do because
a lot of people aren't from here now.
So many. Yeah. I am like a rare. We're both.
I feel like that
rare.
too. Like, because people are like, I just came here from Texas. And I'm like, why the hell would you? Well, love Seattle. Yeah. It's just like the rain. It just gets to me.
It's strange to me too because I'm from Washington, not Seattle. But even just being from this state is a rarity. It's like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I see the Seattle freeze. I just won't allow it in my life. I just won't allow it. Stay away.
Yeah. I guess I'm just like used to it because I don't know. I think I'm the type of person where it's like just with my job, I already talk so much that I'd rather just.
Oh, yeah.
I'd just rather not like talk a lot.
Social batteries are real things.
Yeah. Like I'm definitely super extroverted, but I definitely would say I fall into the Seattle freeze when I just really don't want to talk to people.
I feel like
that's normal.
There's definitely a difference between being that all the time and just needing to take a social break. There's some days I shut my phone off and just like will leave it in my car and go back inside and just.
Yeah. You're better than me.
Oh, it fucking feels good.
I need to be better at not being on my phone. I checked my screen time yesterday, 8 hours. And I'm working. I swear to God, I have a job, but I am on my phone.
Oh, yeah.
Way too damn much.
It's an addiction. Social media. And it's fuck. Okay, Instagram, it's fun.
It's a double-edged sword because it's so fun, but it's like so addicting, and it makes me super anxious and quite frankly, like a little bit depressed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know?
People only post like good things they're doing. They're not posting 8th trip to rehab, you know? Like, they're not saying, oh, my battery just died. You know, so all you're seeing is just this like inflated positive version of people's lives. And if you're having a bad day and that's all you're seeing is other people having a better day than you, it's depressing.
Yeah.
So
it's good to make that time
to
break away from it.
So
there was a point where we weren't on that stuff. I was trying to remember there was a point where I wasn't following people, you know?
Just creeping on them. Just creeping on them.
Like, yeah.
So everybody, every now and then, post something really depressing on your Instagram.
Literally.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Just talk about the economy. That's hella depressing. Jesus Christ.
The housing market.
Gas prices.
Oh, my God.
$6.
Dude, I bought a 4Runner 2 years ago. Worst timed purchase of my entire life. Like, probably for the remainder of my life.
Oh, my God.
Wonderful car. But shoddy drinks.
Gas does
shoddy thick.
Shoddy drinks.
Shoddy thick.
Shoddy has that.
Shoddy
got that.
Shoddy be shoddy thick. Shoddy don't like light beer.
Well, we're kind of, it's so weird. We're kind of at the end of it.
You don't know how to wrap it up.
I know. I was like, I didn't even think this far ahead. I'm like, God, I finally got to the studio. I've just been running around like a chicken with my head cut off all day.
And here we are.
And it's only one. Do you have any plugs? Let's start off. Okay, so we're ending the podcast. Do you have any plugs? Like, where can they find you? And also plug Kickoff Coffee.
Oh, yeah. First of all, shout out to
all the plugs.
Shout out to everybody who's come to Kickoff Coffee and supported. Shout out to everybody who's like just followed my journey as a musician and human being for the last 12 years. Shout out to my mom, dad in New Mexico. Shout out to my sister and her whole family up in Sequim, my brother in Hawaii. There's too many people to name.
Wow, you're all over.
I know.
That's crazy.
Shout out to everybody at Pranify Yoga. And shout out to everybody at Royal MMA. Those are like my main communities where I just really...
Yeah.
Maybe not
you
main
do MMA?
Communities. I'm not training anymore, but that was like my homestead for like 2-3 years. Yeah.
Damn.
But that's over in Bothell, so now I'm up in Seattle, so now I'm just like doing regular exercise.
Oh yeah.
But And the next Kickoff Coffee is November 4th. I don't know when this is airing, but pull the fuck up.
It'll air before then.
Oh, yeah.
I got you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll be before then, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think that's it. And all the Swavey boys, we'll see you soon.
Well, did you tag, what's your Instagram?
Swavey doesn't have one yet.
But what's your personal?
Oh, personal.
Because it's about you.
Yeah.
What the hell?
At KEVY Sings. At KEVY Sings.
And then
all one word.
Then can the people find you on like Apple Music and Spotify?
Yes. So there's a lot of KEVYs on the internet. So you have to punch in KEVY, all things considered. So if you can remember that, just punch that in and it'll take you to the page.
Yeah.
Because there's so many KEVYs. Also, I might as well just say this.
Yeah.
There is like a KEVY uploaded one of his tracks onto my discography.
No, really?
And it's not my track.
Is it that one at the top?
It's Devil in the...
Okay, yeah, because I was like, I've never heard you do this before.
It's not me.
Okay.
It's not me. And I'm like, yo, this is not my fucking...
That's so funny. You're
Dude,
joking.
I don't know how to get it off there. I don't know how. Like,
He's probably thinking the same thing. Like, damn, this isn't my page.
I don't know how to get it off there. I'm like, fuck, this is like a super dark track.
It is. I was kind of
like
surprised.
Suicide Boys. It sounds like
literally.
that. But I'm like, yo. So that's really uncomfortable.
So, because when I listen to that, I'm like, damn, you got some demons. Deep in there, man.
You're like, damn,
Jesus Christ.
Like, damn,
and
how
then the
was
next
rehab,
one's like,
dude?
I need my sock because I need to put on my shoe.
Yeah. Quite the contrast. But yeah, it's not even my track.
That's so fucking funny. You can listen to that too, guys, but that's not a song. Yeah. It's on the top of the stack too, which kind of sucks.
Like Devil in the Gloom?
It was like in all caps, like that e-boy, like scary stuff.
Yeah. Wild.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. This is my first episode, and oh my god, thank you for pushing me to do this. Yeah, I've been pushing it off for way too long. Well, for reasons, but we're here and we did it. So thank you so much for tuning into that 206 Sound podcast. And I guess I don't know when I'm going to do the next one. It will be soon. So we'll see you next time.
Ciao, y'all.